We all have times in life where we lack self-confidence and generally do not feel good about ourselves, but low self-esteem actually becomes a long-term problem that subsequently leads to devastating impacts or hampers our chances of going on to become who we really can be in life. And so in today's video, we are looking at how we can tackle low self-esteem and then subsequently gather the self-confidence, the right motivation, and the discipline to attain our goals at the end of the year. And so if you're new here, my name is Nana. I hold a master's degree in business finance, and on this channel, we discuss everything personal finance and personal development. And so without further ado, we're going to understanding what the term self-esteem actually means. And that is your opinion or your perception of who you are, that is whether good or bad. And so to a larger extent, the things that you had between the years 1 and 7, according to science, has a very massive impact on your paradigm. That is, you would actually be able to achieve certain things in your adulthood, depending on the environment, depending on the things that you felt, the things that you had, and the things that you did in your childhood. And so one of the key things that actually really held me back for several years was the fact that I remember when we were in, I think, junior high school, our final year, we took our mock test. That was the second mock test. And then I saw our English teacher come in one early morning. He calls your name and then you come for your paper. And then on that paper is a score that you actually had in the test. And I remember after I had taken my paper, he said openly in front of all the class, he is the worst English student in the whole school. And mind you, this school is made up of, I think, 11 levels, right from kindergarten all the way to junior high school. And that actually rekindled this desire to actually disprove everything that he said that morning. And so from that time on, I consistently went on to finding ways and means to improve my English test scores every single year, just to actually disprove every single thing that he said. And so when I went on to senior high school, subsequently, I became one of the best English students in the whole of the high school. And that was simply because of the things that were said to me that I didn't actually believe, because I felt like there is always that version of you that can subsequently go on to disprove everything that has been said. And that is the ultimate purpose of this video. And so at this point, you might be asking, how then do we go on to disprove every negative thing that has been actually said to us? And how can we gather the confidence and the courage to sail through all the storms of life all the same? And so the first thing that you have to do, according to Napoleon Hill, is to exercise the power of auto-suggestion. And this is how he believes that you'll be able to go about it. He believes that every human being has the power to impact people and then also to be impacted. But that is generally limited to what is said to you. And so anything that the mind can actually conceive and believe, it can also achieve. And so he goes on to say that try as much as possible to be the only voice in your head, and that is the power of auto-suggestion, you telling yourself against all the odds and then everything that has been said to you, that come what may, irrespective of whatever tempers, the challenges and everything that may be thrown at me, I'll still sail through all these things simply because I have the ability to get it done, and more importantly, the confidence and the competence to steer myself towards the attainment of my goals. He believes that people would exercise their power of suggestion, that is, they would tell you or just lay their perception of you bare before you, but you've got to actually block that out and then exercise your power of auto-suggestion, constantly telling yourself that you are who you are, and then you would constantly sail through the storms of life in order to identify or to find that version of you that wouldn't struggle at any time to gather the confidence and to get things done. That leads us to the second thing that you can do, and that is to block negative inputs. So there are several things out there that you can do. For example, social media consistently is actually being flooded with people with diverse views and several denigrating comments and speeches and all of that. What you can do is to try as much as possible to go through all these contents and then block them if need be, because all that you have to do is to protect your inner peace and then consistently shield that positive voice in your head, constantly telling you that you're able, feeding you positive stuff that will subsequently fuel your vision in the pursuit and the attainment of your goals. And so there's a mantra that my wife and I share in, and we always tell ourselves, babes, we don't have the energy for this. And that is simply because we suck the negative energy out of each other in order not to focus on things that are not helpful, things that might not in any way propel us in the pursuit and the attainment of our goals. So anything that wouldn't actually add onto our value or anything that wouldn't make us any better off, we just look at each each other and say, you know what, babes, let's not even give it the attention. And that is one way of having to block the negativity and then focusing on things that are really important to you. For example, your goals for the year. That leads us to the third thing that you can do in order to increase your positive self-esteem, and that is to view failure as a mere opportunity or an invitation for you to try something new. And so Napoleon Hill highlights 6 basic fears that every single human being actually goes through in life. And he believes that most of these fears, like the fear of failure, the fear of old age, and the fear of death, actually hold several millions of people back. And so what you simply can do is to view that as an opportunity for you to get better at what you're doing. And so anytime that you fail, don't let that actually eat your self-esteem up. Instead, try and then find ways and means to get around that failure, basing everything on the experience that you've gained through the tough and the challenging times. And that is one of the most effective and efficient ways for you to grow, but more importantly, to have that self-confidence to go on to get things done in life altogether. That leads us to the fourth thing that you can do in order to increase your self-esteem, and that is to resort or exercise the power of positive affirmation. So Napoleon Hill believes that every single human out there can do one thing, and that is they can actually find the internal motivation to drive themselves towards the attainment of any goal or any definite chief aim that they set their minds to. And so all you've got to do is to try as much as possible to identify your strengths and then consistently repeat to yourself every single day that you are capable, you are competent. You don't need people to actually come in to tell you all the negative things in order to stop you from the attainment of your goals. You've got to constantly be that voice that is inspiring you every single morning towards the attainment of your goals. And if you're to constantly repeat these positive words to yourself every single time, then the brain will find several pathways to grant you the ability to navigate all the storms of life and then achieve your goals at the end of the day. Because what you have to know is that, just as is said in Think and Grow Rich, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But all you've got to do is to constantly repeat these words to yourself, that you have what it takes to be that version of yourself that you're seeking to achieve in life. That brings us to the last point, and that is to resort to the law of vicarious mastery. So what the law of vicarious mastery actually says is that people actually are able to achieve their goals simply by watching others go through the storms of life and then becoming successful as a result. So for example, I want to become one of the greatest philanthropists in the whole world. And so the person that I look up to is Warren Buffett insofar as my financial goals is concerned, because he's given in excess of $61 billion throughout his lifetime, making several impacts across the globe. And so this is something that I really want to do. However, just by looking at Buffett and the challenges and the background that he's coming from, it gives me an inspiration that anyone that set a goal and then consistently contributes in a marginal way towards that goal without giving up would eventually see the realization of that goal. And so that is the law of vicarious mastery. You've got to find a model, someone out there that inspires you so much to achieve your goals, and then try as much as possible to tell yourself that if person A or B has been able to go through all the storms of life, or coming from background A or B has been able to achieve all these things, then I would also be able to achieve that. And so you look up to that person and then consistently inspire yourself with whatever they've actually gone through, but more importantly, what they've achieved in life as well. And so of course, if you found value in this video, kindly smash the like button, because I'll be shooting several videos down the line on personal finance and personal development. And so thank you for spending time with us, and see you in the next video.